boy.
Hey, 2018 was a pretty good year for games, if I do say so myself. We had some almost groundbreaking titles released. The huge big battle for Game of the Year, basically between God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2. But besides that, there was a plethora of other games that were really awesome. Now, yeah, we had some disappointing games, and we had some games that were outright garbage. But all in all, 2018, I think, was a pretty good year. But you know what? Who cares? 2018 is over. It's time to look forward to the future. 2019 is coming. It's here. Is it here now? I think it is. And there are some pretty cool looking games on the horizon. So today I want to just briefly talk about the 10 games that I am most excited for in 2019. We got a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of games that I'm excited about, a lot of videos I want to make. And here's the first one. So let's go. First game I want to talk about is Metro Exodus, epic story-driven first-person shooter from 4A Games, blending deadly combat with stealth and exploration, survival horror. This is the third installment in the Metro series. It follows the events of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. We're going to be exploring a more open and hostile world. They're promising an epic storyline packed with memorable characters, tons of weapons and customization. You're going to be fighting human and mutant foes, all in this like really grim post-apocalyptic setting. I played Metro Last Light, really liked the game. I don't really play story-driven single-player games all that often, but the few that I have played I've really enjoyed, so maybe I should play more of them. That's probably telling me something. Next game is Anthem. This is one I'm super hyped for. It's a brand new shared world action RPG from BioWare. We're going to be wielding an arsenal of javelin exosuits, each with their own unique weapons and abilities. Band together with your friends, confront the dangers that you find, and grow in power with every step. Basically, this is an open world co-op loot game. You're going to be playing with other people. There's 4 different classes known as javelins. There's a personal story that's getting told. It's got action-packed combat. There are progression systems with loot and abilities. It seems like it could be a pretty good game. I know there's a lot of people concerned about EA being involved. EA has a track record basically of almost excessively monetize their games beyond the base purchase price, and a lot of people aren't too excited about their involvement with this game, but I'm willing to give them a chance, and what I've seen of Anthem has me pretty excited. Put out a video just a couple of weeks ago about the game. You should check that out if you haven't yet, because I need more views. I haven't uploaded a video in 2 weeks, so just click on all of my last videos. Let those ads run, please. I want January to be a good month, you know what I'm saying? The next game that I'm really excited for, similar to Anthem, this is The Division 2. This is also an open world RPG loot game. It's a third-person shooter from Massive Entertainment. This time, as the sequel to the first Division, this one takes place in Washington, D.C. It features a campaign. There's also co-op and PvP modes. There's going to be a variety of weapons and gear to collect. There's progression systems and character skills. Some of the endgame activities they're talking about are like dungeons and raids. There's PvP, just things to kind of keep you playing. The Dark Zone is also making a return, one of those highly debated features in the first game, but something that I really liked. I love these games that mix PvP and PvE elements. I think it can be a lot of fun. Basically, I just like to grief people while they're doing other stuff. But you know what? Hey, that's part of the game. Don't get mad at me. I didn't put it in. Division, a lot of people were really sour on that game, but I played the crap out of it. I absolutely loved it. I just love loot games, and ones that are even somewhat competent tend to hook me for quite some time. Next game on my list is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This is an action-adventure game by From Software. It's the newest of the Souls games. You like the Dark Souls series, you like Bloodborne, you're probably gonna like Sekiro. So this one is set in 1500s Sengoku, Japan, a brutal period of constant life and death conflict. We're gonna be going face to face with larger than life foes from a dark and twisted world. We're gonna have an arsenal of deadly prosthetic tools and powerful ninja abilities, blending stealth, vertical traversal, and visceral head-to-head combat. Now, this isn't gonna be exactly like prior Soulsborne games. There are some subtle differences here in Sekiro Shadow Die Twice. Basically, the combat is looking like a bit more kind of fluid and dynamic. Again, there's a lot of traversal abilities that you're gonna have. So it looks like our character is a bit more nimble. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, that in Sekiro, there's no character creator. We play as just a set character. So there are gonna be some differences, but again, it's a From Software game. It's gonna be carrying that stuff over as far as we can tell. Next up, we've got Spelunky 2, the sequel to the popular roguelike inspired platformer. Looks like they're making various improvements on the original original without changing the formula too much. They're adding things like physics-driven fluids, there's new movement options, there's gonna be mounts, and probably most notably, online multiplayer. Spelunky was this super popular indie game that I played a little bit in my period of gaming where I basically tried every single thing that came out. Spelunky was one of those games that kind of stuck with me and I enjoyed for an extended period of time. Next up on the list is The Outer Worlds. This is a game that a lot of people are really excited for, especially with all the blunders that Bethesda has been having recently. So this is a single-player first-person sci-fi RPG from Obsidian Entertainment, who are most notably the folks who made Fallout New Vegas. So this is going to promise to be an immersive RPG experience with loads of storytelling, exploration, and character building. There's going to be dialogue options, tons of loot to collect, crafting, progression systems, a bunch of characters to interact with and even work by your side, and a player-driven story where your decisions play a role in how things turn out. Again, Bethesda's been having a rough time recently, so the fact that someone who's worked on a Bethesda game in the past is coming out with their own version of this immersive RPG experience has a lot of people quite excited. Now, it's not going to be quite the level of traditional Bethesda games like the Elder Scrolls games or the Fallout games. It's not this huge, massive open world. It appears to be a much more contained experience, but if we can trade this massive open world for a more contained but still very immersive and interactive role-playing game, I think a lot of people are going to get a kick out of it. The next game I want to talk about is called Dying Light 2. This is an open world first-person action game from Techland. Now, the first Dying Light was this parkour zombie survival game with a focus on melee combat, and it was actually one of my favorite zombie games in recent years. So what are you going to be doing? Well, you'll be scavenging for supplies, crafting weapons, parkouring everything. The game has a day-night cycle where at night the zombies get much more intense and dangerous. They've expanded upon the traversal system with more options than the original game had, and it's also going to have a larger open world with greater narrative consequences to the decisions that you make. So it seems like outside of the parkouring, scavenging, and melee combat, which was really the big focus of the first game, they do want to put more focus on the storytelling in this game. Yeah, however good or bad the story ends up being, I always felt like the gameplay and just kind of going through the world of Dying Light was a ton of fun. If they can take that and make it better, it should be all good in my book. Next up, we have got Doom Eternal, the FPS from id Software. The fight against the onslaught of hell continues, they say, with brand new weapons and equipment. There's gonna be twice as many demons, all new locations, some funky weapons like the super shotgun now has a meat hook. There's also the shoulder-mounted cannon flamethrower thing. The last Doom that came out, super critically acclaimed. Like, one of the things about Doom 2016 was just kind of how over the top and visceral and almost like comedic the combat was. It's just absolutely so ridiculous. Now, the next two games on this list are a little bit ambiguous because we're not 100% sure that they're gonna come out in 19, but people are speculating and hoping that they come out in 2019. So first, I'm talking about The Last of Us 2, action-adventure game from Naughty Dog. The first Last of Us, I mean, there's no way you don't know about that game, right? Like, one of the best storytelling gameplay experiences that I have ever played. It won so many awards. It was a great game. This sequel is so highly anticipated. So Ellie and Joel are going to be returning with another intense, harrowing, emotional adventure. This is said to be Naughty Dog's most ambitious game yet, from its art, technology, gameplay, and storytelling. They overhauled their engine, developing all new combat mechanics, a new analog stealth system, and revamped animations. It's going to be a broader and more complex game in terms of the things that you can do, the environments, just everything about it. The first Last of Us was just such a great game. This is one of those things where it's almost guaranteed to be an amazing title. There's almost no question about it. The only real question we have right now is whether or not it's actually going to get released in 2019. That's still up in the air. And another game that everyone's really excited for is Cyberpunk 2077, the immersive first-person RPG that's coming from CD Projekt Red of Witcher fame. This narrative-driven open-world RPG is set in what is said to be the most vibrant and dangerous metropolis of the future, called Night City. hell of a name you guys picked. It's fine. Who am I to judge? We're gonna be playing as a character called V, a hired gun on the rise in a world of cyber-enhanced street warriors, tech-savvy netrunners, and corporate life hackers. This is one of those games that's also like super highly anticipated. People are almost saying it's a shoo-in for Game of the Year in whatever year it comes out. I don't know that I'm gonna go on that far of a limb quite yet. Like, I'm excited for Cyberpunk 2077. It's probably gonna be a really good game. I think there's actually no question it'll likely be a really good game. They'd have to really screw it up. Well, there you have it. That is it. The 10 games that I think are looking to be the best for 2019. The year is just getting started. We don't even know everything that's gonna come out this year. Some of you are gonna watch this video a couple months from now and be like, this idiot completely didn't mention insert game title here. I can't tell the future. I don't know about games that haven't been announced yet, but as far as the games that we know of for 2019, these are definitely the 10 that I think are shaping up to be the best. You know, if something else comes out that completely blows all of these games out of the water, fantastic. But this list so far, looking pretty good. I am very excited for 2019. I know for 2018, there was a handful of games that I ended up getting really excited about that ended up being pretty disappointing, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from being excited. All the time, people tell me, Forrest, you gotta stop getting excited about games, you're just gonna be disappointed. So you just want me to sit here and constantly not be looking forward to new releases? I'm not gonna do it. If there's games coming out that I'm excited about, I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna get excited. If I get disappointed, what's the big fucking deal? Forrest, you're just buying into the pre-order culture. No, I'm not. Don't pre-order games. I'm telling you that right now. Don't pre-order games, but you can be excited. You can be excited and not pre-order games. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. These are the games I'm excited about. Hope you like the list. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you later.